Welcome again. Yeah, I'm out again in the wilderness on a short overnight hike. Bit of a circuit, this one. Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm going to keep with tradition and not tell you where I am, but I've got a few things to show you along the way, which I think will be quite interesting. And yeah, we'll have a bit of fun. I'm going to do another hammock camp overnight. Yeah, same gear as last time, pretty much. It's not going to be as cold. I think the temperature here is going to be 2 or 3 degrees overnight, so yeah, it should be quite manageable. So yeah, broadly where I am, I'm in the Blue Mountains. Yeah, lovely spot, not far out of Sydney. Yeah, really blessed to have this so close to us. Yeah, I'll be keeping to a fairly well established track, but camping off track, so not very far off track, I might add. So only about 300 or 400 meters. It's my first attempt at going off track, so I'm taking baby steps. Yeah, just try a little bit of it. I've looked at it on GPS imagery. Looks reasonably clear. It's very hard to tell. We're blessed in New South Wales. We've got a service called 6 Maps, and yeah, very clear. You probably see, some of the rocks I'm walking on. If not the rocks, you can certainly see branches and trees. So it's yeah, pretty clear and easy, hopefully easy to use. So I'm kind of yeah, relying on that to show that it's at least a little bit clear. And yeah, so I'm going to just try a little bit of off-tracking in a very small sense. I'm going to stop here because I've got a fork in the road and I just need to check my map as to which way I want to go. And anyway, yeah, enjoy the trip. I hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, look forward to the next 24 hours or so as we walk through the Australian wilderness. See you soon. That'll be a tight squeeze. Yeah, managed to get through that reasonably well. And have a look at this beautiful rock formation. Looks like there's a cave over the other side of that. Oh yeah. So here we have a banksia. Beautiful flower. I'll put the proper name down. Oh look, the bees are still hanging around. So I actually think it's a bit late in their season at the moment. They're looking a little bit worse for wear. That one looks reasonably fresh. So if you're lucky enough in the morning to come here, you can get a bit of sugar out of the nectar of these things for the bees and the birds. There's nothing there at the moment, which is probably why the bee didn't hang around. But aren't they gorgeous? Absolutely wonderful colour. Okay, I've got to say I'm not entirely sure where I'm going here, but the GPS seems to send me in this direction, so it looks like a ledge to me. But anyway, I hope it doesn't expect me to do some abseiling. I know, we've got a bit of a path happening here. Interesting. There you go, you can rely on the GPS. There's a cave, just to state the obvious. Should be able to see some water down there. I think that's what that is down there. Hear a couple of birds. Very peaceful. Getting a bit of blue sky up there. That'd be nice. Otherwise overcast. I think it's probably about 11 degrees, so yeah, quite pleasant. Just like that, I am quite warm. You might just be hearing a lyrebird. I'll get a bit closer. Nice little spot here. I think the locals call this the beach. Can't imagine why. There was a little bit of rain over the weekend. In fact, there's snow around here. Don't know whether it got to this spot in the Blue Mountains. But yeah, so the creek might be a little bit up more than normal. Doesn't look like anybody's been down here today. Looks at the footprints. Yeah, nice little spot. Somehow or other I've got to walk across this. Oh, that looks like a possibility there somehow. That lyrebird's still going up there. Must be up that hill somewhere. Right, here I am the other side. Yeah, managed to get through. It's a little bit tricky, particularly with a backpack. It's quite tall, so it gets stuck under low trees and whatnot. It's actually quite frustrating, but anyway, they come through the territory. I'm going to walk around that way. That follows the creek, and then yeah, kind of come on to a little bit of civilization. There's a bridge there, and it's, I think, a fairly established walking trail. It's 12:30. If it was a little bit later, I'd probably sit here and have lunch, but I'll put that off. Really, really peaceful spot. Nice. My favourite bit of bush tucker. So what we're looking at here is the sarsaparilla plant. Sarsaparilla vine, fake sarsaparilla, Australian sarsaparilla, don't know what its common name, it's got a few of them, but it's a Smilax glyciphylla. Quite distinctive vine, although you do need to be careful. There are a few around that look quite similar. If you're going to try this, I suggest you do your homework. So they are on a very thin, sort of wiry vine, like so. They've got quite tough, leathery leaves, and underside is powdered, and they've got these veins. So middle one, and then two on the side. There are some around that do look quite similar, but they won't have that vein structure. So you probably, yeah, just need to be careful. These ones look, some of them look a little bit old. So what you can do with these, you can chew them. So as you chew them, you get quite a bitter taste, and then it becomes intensely sweet. And it does taste a bit like sarsaparilla. And that one actually is a really nice one. Really nice. Leaves a lovely flavour in your mouth, which actually lasts quite a while. After a while, it does get a bit bitter. You don't have to eat it, you chuck it out. But yeah, that definitely my favourite bush tucker for sure. I'm going to pick up a few of these leaves. There's quite a few of them here. You make a really nice tea. So yeah, I think I found that you need probably between 8 and 10 leaves to make a tea that's sort of strong enough that you can taste it, and just cut them up quite finely and give them a bit of a mash, and then pour hot water on them and let it steep for a while. And yeah, just a really nice refreshing tea. Yeah, when I was in England, I used to make sloe gin out of the little sloe berries, and I'm making a flavoured gin out of these at home. So yeah, just put gin with a bit of sugar and a couple of these leaves, and it's just steeping. Yeah, it's actually quite an intense flavour so far, but it's yeah really nice. Anyway, that's my little bush tucker tip. Now I believe this here is called the blue pool for obvious reasons. I'm going to look stupid if it's not called the blue pool, but I think that's what this is. Whatever it is, it's a nice little spot. Okay, here we are at Red Hand's Cave in the Blue Mountains. Yeah, these markings here on the wall are said to be, or believed to be, painted 500 to 1600 years ago, using a technique of just either putting handprints or blowing the ochre out of their mouth over the hand. Yeah, quite fascinating. I've arrived. Come through that. It was actually a lot more scrubby than I expected, but and I was beginning to worry that I wasn't going to find a clear area, but this is looking pretty good. Quite a few trees. I'll have to work out which ones I'm going to use for my hammock. Haven't quite decided that yet, but this looks like a nice little spot. And got here just in time. Oh yeah, good. The sunrise. Oh, sorry, sunset. Okay, I think I found a spot. Got some relatively small trees from there to there. Ground's on a bit of an angle. It's probably not ideal, but I think that would still work, I hope. Nothing dead above me, which is pretty good. I've got a clear area here. Yeah, I enjoy hammock camping, but yeah, you are limited to your trees. If I had a tent, I'd probably put it just there. That would work quite well. Yeah, I'm just on the edge here. So I identified this on the satellite, the 6 maps, as a clear area. It sounds like there's running water down there, but yeah, it'd be a bit of a trip. I actually filled up with water down on the creek, so I've got an extra 3 litres, probably carrying about 5 litres. That should be more than enough to get me through the night. Tomorrow morning I'll be going down again to water so I can replenish then. Yeah, nice spot. I'm quite pleased with it. There's yes, an awesome cave just down under there. Probably won't have time to look at it today, but certainly in the morning. Wow. What a beautiful light. That is quite a drop. So it's now about 6:15, I think. Yeah, I've got the fire started. Just drying my clothes. I actually realised I forgot to bring another t-shirt, so I need to get that dry for tomorrow. Yeah, just got the fire going. Getting myself ready for something to eat and drink. Here's my setup. Hopefully you can see reasonably well. So very similar to my last setup. In fact, it's identical. Yeah, so all set up. So I've got my Alton Goods catalogue happening here. So I've got the underquilt and the bug net, hammock obviously, and the tarp. I did find I had to do two lines, one for the tarp and one for the bug net, because I'm on this awkward angle. I hope that angle doesn't cause problems while I'm sleeping. I think I'm still reasonably straight there. Yeah, so I think that's quite a nice little setup. Yeah, got the fire going. Yeah, just a few rocks around it just to keep it reasonably safe. It's a very, very still night. Absolutely gorgeous night. Okay, so for dinner, I'm having some fillet steaks. Probably more than I need, to be honest, but it's came in a packet like that, and I didn't want to open the packet. So yeah, so got my little bushman's pantry here, and we're gonna put a few bits and pieces on it. Bit of pepper. Okay, lots of pepper. Bit of salt. So I'm actually not going to eat it now, but I read an article this week about timing of seasoning, and yeah, for red meat, the earlier you do it, the better. So little treat, don't normally do this, just put some steak seasoning on it as well. And after all that, hopefully I'll still be able to taste the steak. So I'm going to have some peanuts and some beer. By the time I'm ready for that, that'll be lovely. I know it seems to be tradition to tell everybody what beer you're having, so this is the beer I'm having. Yeah, actually I'm really enjoying this beer. Capital Brewing. Yeah, just a really nice tasting beer. And yeah, and it's actually quite cold. My steak wasn't quite thawed by that when I got here, so I've wrapped the steak around the beer to yeah, to defrost that and cool that. So that was pretty cool. Got some hot spicy noodles on the boil. Yeah, looking forward to having something salty. I'm getting lots of cramps at the moment, so you need to sort of store up the salt. I've also got my potato in there, doing its thing. In the noodles I'm going to put in just a couple of sugar snap peas. Last time I was out, kind of missed my greens a bit actually. Okay, the steaks are on. Got my Alton Goods titanium grill. Should do the job. I've got some mushrooms there with a little bit of butter and garlic, and my potatoes all done. Finished off my hot spicy noodles, and yeah, they were very nice. Okay, here's dinner. Won't win any awards for presentation, but that should be perfectly adequate, I say. That'll try it. Okay, I've given the fire the last hurrah, so I'll just sit and watch this for a little while. I might just go across over there, away from the light, and get my eyes adjusted and have a look at the. I have to pick that up. Have a look at the stars, because it's a beautiful, clear night. And apart from the fire, there is not a sound at all. It's a fair way off, but I'm pretty certain that's a lyrebird. Fascinating creatures. They actually have 4 songs, or 4 elements of their songs. Some of the elements are unique to lyrebirds. Being their own sound, that is. That bit that sort of sounds like computer games. That bit. And they'll stop that and they'll go into the next bit. Now he's doing his mimicking. Lovely, just lying here, really warm, listening to the birds. What a beautiful morning, really clear. I've just come for a little wander to get some sort of the traditional location shots. And yeah, it's quite chilly. Not quite dragon breath, I don't think, but yeah, quite cold. Yeah, this is just a stunning area. There must be at least 3 or 4 lyrebirds. Yeah, had a really good sleep. So yeah, second night in the hammock. So yeah, really warm. All that down just does the trick. Totally impressed with that. Yeah, really quite comfortable. So I was yeah, quite pleased to get a reasonably good night's sleep. Yeah, so this morning I'm not going to do a fire. I'd love to, just to get warm, but I haven't got enough water with me to make sure the fire's out sufficiently. So so yeah, I just do use my burner, have a coffee and some muesli. Might chuck some hot water into the muesli just to make it a little bit warming. Then I'm going to have an explore down here. Oops, great camera work. Yeah, so I want to get down there and have a look at these. I'll come this way. Have a look at the other side of these cliffs and caves. Probably can't see too much there. Yeah, so just yeah, looking forward to seeing what's down there. Just amazing. All right, so back to camp and yeah, get some food, get some nice hot coffee. Okay, so now for some breakfast. So this is a Soto burner, super light. I've just got a small canister of gas. This is just a backup. So the good thing about this little burner is it's got its own ignition, which is pretty handy. Okay. I'm just going to turn that off because I didn't bring my spoon, so I'm not going to leave that unattended. And I'll get my lid as well. I'll be back. Okay, yeah, this Pathfinder cooking gear is really good. It's nice little setup. So I've got to say, I don't go for the fancy schmancy, not yet anyway, I will, coffee filters. So I'm just happy enough to put it straight into the cup. And I just use powdered milk, which is perfectly sufficient. And having done all that, I haven't bought my bowl now. Right, yes, my bowl looks awfully like my dinner plate from last night. And that water is almost boiling. In fact, it is boiling right now. It's very quick. So I didn't video this yesterday, but when I collected some water before I started moving uphill, I used my bee-free Catadin filter system, which I just got. Anyway, I'm a big believer in big breakfasts, so yeah, so put these dried bananas in there. I like these bananas. I don't like dried bananas as a rule, but these freeze-dried bananas, they retain that kind of acidity in that you get in fresh bananas, which is very good. The pain of wearing glasses. All right, I'm going to watch the sun hit the top of these trees and have my breakfast and enjoy. Okay, I've tidied up a little bit, and yeah, there's really heavy dew overnight, so things are a little bit wet. So I'm just going to go for a wander down to the caves, and just off the cliff down and see what's along this ridge here. I found I think a reasonably easy way of getting down there, so I'll trundle down there and see what we find. Yeah, just leave things here to dry out in the sun for a bit. So what I've got, don't know if you can see it with me, I've got a little pouch here, just with some of the essentials. I was always a little bit uncomfortable that, you know, the first aid kit and, you know, snake bandage and, you know, stuff like that, all the essential stuff was sort of sitting in my backpack, albeit, you know, reasonably accessible, but not quite as accessible as having this. So I'm trying this out to just carry it as a little pouch. Yeah, it's working out quite well. So yeah, I've just got the essentials in here. Got another pocket knife. I've got fire making stuff as well. I've also, you know, put my lunch and a couple of muesli bars in there, and I've also new addition to the kit, a GPS map 66i. So yeah, that's got satellite communication. So yeah, feel quite safe. You know, able to communicate with my family and my wife in particular, and tell her everything's okay. As it happens in this location, I've got a little bit of mobile signal anyway, but nonetheless, you know, if I'm not in mobile signal area, I know I've got a way of communicating. So that's about it. Let's go and see what we find. Right, yeah, the way I'd hoped would work didn't. So I've come back to try and find another way. Yeah, so I want to get down there and then walk along this ridge here. So I'll try a bit of going through here, see if I can find a safe way down. Right then, I found a way. Yeah, because it's a bit dewy, the rocks are a little bit slippery, so I've got to be pretty careful. It's quite overgrown down here. I'm probably not going to go too far into this. Yeah, it's just more from a fatigue perspective than anything else, and a little bit of time. Yeah, it is not particularly clear. And yeah, being a novice, yeah, I don't want to get lost, obviously, but I've got my GPS happening, and I've also got all sails. Yeah, sorry, waving around a bit. It is, yeah, a little bit overgrown. I found a creek. See if you can see that. Yeah, it wasn't actually too hard to get down here. Caves over there. Yeah, look, I'll just track through here for another 100 meters or so, I think, and take it from there. But I'm not going to go too far. I'm not feeling that confident with this sort of thing yet. But I know I'm safe. I'm tracking myself in here, tracking myself on there. I've got a pretty good sort of understanding in my head where I am. I know my camp is just there, and so I'm not too worried about getting lost. Hopefully they won't be last words, but I'm sure they won't be. Right, so here we go. But it is very nice, very peaceful down here. Yeah, have a look at this. I saw this and I thought, okay, that's obviously some relic from a bushfire. Must be dead. But no, that is a thriving tree up there. The will to live. Amazing. You know, I think I probably stood up there at some point. It would be amazing to find some paintings up here, but you can see how well corroded all this is, so if there are any long since gone, I suspect. Yeah, it's starting to get warm now, which is good. So hopefully everything's drying up quite nicely up at camp. I'm going to go and pack up and start to head off. So it is about 10 o'clock. So I need to get my skates on. It'll probably take me an hour to get myself sorted and then finish off the walk. Okay, got everything tidy, ready to pack. I'm not going to do a full kit review. If you look at my last video, I've pretty much got the same stuff. The only things that are new are the cathetid water filtration system. So yeah, I've got a 3 litre one. I've bought along my raincoat. Certainly don't need it, but you know, in the Blue Mountains the weather can change on a dime, so yeah, just bought that just in case. And I also bought a Sea to Summit water storage, so I've got a 6 litre bag there. Never really want to be carrying 6 litres of water in that, but I tossed and turned between getting a smaller one, but the weight difference is almost nothing. Packs down really small, so it really didn't make any difference. So I thought I might as well get the bigger size. The plate's not new, I just bought along this time. So yeah, it's a Sea to Summit extendable plate, and obviously used that as a bowl as well. And the lens MH8, so I was using just a cheap headlamp before, and yeah, just didn't do the job, so it got that, and yeah, really quite pleased with that. Very powerful, got a few settings. Also got different coloured lights. I don't know, I must look up why you need a blue, red and green light. So it's got that capability as well. I've got another pair of leather gloves, or got a pair of leather gloves. So if you watched my video last time, I got a pair from Bunnings. Thought they were leather, but they're actually plastic, so pretty useless. These came from Mitre 10, $4.99. Yeah, certainly wasted $30 on the other ones. Got this. So I mentioned in my last pack review that it'd be good to get a unit that combines both PLB and GPS mapping, and that's exactly what this does. Okay, all packed up, ready to go. Yeah, not looking forward to this little bit. It's only about 400 meters, just bushwhacking. I might give you a little bit of a feel for that when we're going through, and then back on the fairly stable and steady trail, I think. One more little thing to look at on the way back, another Aboriginal relic, or First Nations people relic. I'm not too sure what's the correct terminology, but anyway, we'll have a look at that on the way through, and yeah, I don't know what else there will be on the way, but if there's something interesting, I'll show you. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but there's a little bird there. Look at the colour of it. It's almost tennis ball yellow. That is one gorgeous little bird. It's interesting when you're going off track, because you find that the bush sort of tends to say, hey, come this way, like, let's go that way because it looks clear. Not that it matters, because I know exactly where I am. If I keep going there, I'm still going to get the trail. But my predetermined route is that way. But it says, no, come this way. So I'm going to do it, but try and get back through here. But I'm by no means lost. In fact, not at all. But it is very interesting as I'm going through here, trying to follow a route, to find that I very easily veer off track. And if it was a life or death situation, that would be concerning, just to state the obvious. But again, it sort of puts me off this way. I'm kind of happy to do that because it's a bit of a path of least resistance. But I will try and keep going through here, because I do know it's the shortest route back. Sorry about the camera work, it's probably jumping around all over the joint, but I'm doing a couple of things, obviously trying to see where I want to go next and keeping an eye out for snakes, because in this warm weather this will be a good time for them. Oh, look, here we have a Geebung. So distinctive by the little spike that comes out the end there, although that's not the only thing to look for. So they tend to be ripened, I believe, in sort of October, November. So this is this is bush tucker. The animals delight in these, but they're only really ripe when they fall on the floor. So you've got to kind of get there before the animals do. The other distinctive thing about the Geebung is its bark. And if you look in there, very red, almost like it's bleeding. I won't do too much of that, but yeah, it's very papery. When it has been damaged, it looks like almost like flesh. But yeah, that's the Geebung, and that is bush tucker when it falls on the ground. Okay, made it through. Takes it out of you doing that. It's rather hard work. Probably see I'm sweating pretty profusely. Oh, look, here's another Geebung here on the track. Yeah, so I'm going to head down that way. It's hard going that. But as the little print says, if you want butterflies, you got to put up with a few caterpillars. And that's the caterpillar. Anyway, it's not too far, and all pretty safe. No snakes, and probably got a few scratches though, but it's fine. We'll live. All right, let's crack on that way. Probably can't see it, but that's a black cockatoo having a munch on something. Look at that big boy. Sarsparilla. Must be quite old. Can't remember how fast they grow. How slow they grow. But this will be pretty old, this one. Another beautiful and tranquil spot. And also some relics from the past. So down here you can see some grooves created by the Aborigines when they're grinding their axes, sharpening their axes. That's pretty cool. What a nice spot to do it. Okay, I think I'm going to sign off here. I'm coming back a different way than I thought I would, or I had planned. Missed a bit of a turn off, but that's fine actually, because I've avoided a couple of hills, and yeah, my legs are still quite sore from yesterday, so I'm pretty happy actually to avoid that. But very pleasant, lovely spot around here. I don't know what you can see. It's a really nice walk. Really enjoyed that little expedition. I'm really pleased with the camp spot I found. Definitely go back another time, explore some of those cliffs and caves. So all the equipment worked out well. Nice and warm despite the cold overnight. So getting a bit of confidence around hammock camping and just the overnight stuff. Full stop. Being my fifth time out. So which is what I'm trying to do. Just get a bit of experience and confidence and work my way through it. So tick. All right. So until next time, take care. Bye.